Good morning, you're watching TVAM. Now, faced with a loss of 20,000 jobs in the next year, will the miners be driven into a nationwide strike? Scottish miners have been called out in support of the Yorkshire miners next Monday. They want the miners' union executive meeting tomorrow in Sheffield to declare their strike official. But will it?
We're making your group identity the most important thing about you. I think that's reprehensible. I think it's devastating. I think it's genocidal in its ultimate expression. I think it will bring down our civilization if we pursue it. We shouldn't be playing that game.
For me, the individual is to be primary, and there's a variety of reasons for that. First of all, the individual is the locus of suffering. And also the locus of responsibility.
One of the things we're doing right, for example, is that we actually value the individual, right? The individual has intrinsic value in Western societies. Do you know how long it took people to formulate that as an idea? And how unlikely that idea is that poor you know, useless, powerless you, with all your damn faults, you're actually worth something. You're worth something to the point that the law has to respect you.
I shan't.
The decision is his.
I shan't.
You've had your talk with him. The decision is his now. Now, just clear the way.
Well, look here, sir.
If he wants to take it in, it's up to him.
We don't want to abandon that for some half-witted collectivism, which we're doing as rapidly as possible, because one of the things that characterizes the radical left types is they don't give a damn about you as an individual or about individuals at all. You're black or you're white or you're Latino or you're transsexual or you're homosexual or whatever. You're a group. You're a member of a group, and the only thing that matters is the group.
And the individual is important to the extent that they are representing and giving leadership that corresponds to the needs and the interests of the workers at a given stage. That's the importance. They're not more important than that. And I'm not talking about anyone. Nobody's more important than the movement.
Well, I can tell you, if the only thing that matters is the group, you bloody well don't matter very much. And then you got to ask yourself just exactly what sort of people are trying to set things up so it is that the individual doesn't matter very much. Well, it's the sort of people to whom the individual doesn't matter very much. And I might suggest that you don't elect them, and that when they attempt to take power, that you do everything you can to stop them.
And what do you say to the miners who have voted to go on working and who wish to go on working? You gave them a chance to vote. Why don't you let them adhere to their own vote?
This time the reception was even more violent. A stone smashed through the window, hitting the driver. The traffic forced the car to stop. The women took advantage.
Well, your union at national headquarters has asked you not to break miners' picket strike.
Yeah.
So therefore, we want you to turn this lorry back and take it back to where it comes from.
When Jim was a champion of the miners in Ayrshire, he had everything in common with the miners in Durham and nothing in common with the Yule and Dodds drivers who were scabbing on the miners' strike.
Collectivist regimes under communism, fascism, and socialism make the individual's rights secondary to the goal of a political system. The opposite of free societies where the systems act to guard the rights of the individual. Collectivism holds that the individual should serve the interests of the state. and that any who oppose the interests of the collective should be ostracized or eliminated.
600 more striking miners had gathered in the village to waylay vans carrying miners to work. A windscreen was smashed and the driver, surrounded by pickets, accelerated. A picket was knocked down. Police too were in danger of being hit as the van raced through. A passenger was obviously injured. A second van was attacked as pickets became angry and excited. Police, now outnumbered, had to withdraw.
If you met one of those people now who'd broken the strike, even 25 years on,
I won't talk to him. I'll just grab him. I'll just grab him.
These blacklegs are sneaking in now with lorries, taking court power stations. That's on the calling. We shall have them on our hope. Get the place here!
This year, as before in our history, we've seen men and women with brave hearts defying violence, scorning intimidation, and defending their rights to uphold our laws.
Isn't it a problem with groups? The problem is with assuming that the fundamental way that you should categorize people is with their group identity. Obviously, we all belong to groups. The issue is whether or not the individual identity is primary and the group identity is secondary.